Hey there folks, this is David on David's Brain. Welcome back to our ongoing Let's Play of Control for the PS4 on PS5. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, ring the bell, contributed by Patreon, links in the description of the bottom. Stay inside, stay safe, wear a mask, get vaccinated. Okay, so, last time I took care of, let me see, what was it again? Let's see, old friends. Oh yeah, where I had to go put down Erish's old buddies from his ranger days. And off screen, I decided to do a little bit of exploration around the oldest house, and yeah, managed to find at least as many hidden locations as I possibly could. So yeah, I gave myself a little bit of a significant upgrade. And yeah, confession time. Then I tried to take after I was done collecting as much as I could, I went and gave the jukebox another try, and yeah, no, it's still hard, and yeah, full confession here, the only way I managed to beat the jukebox, the first level, the first challenge, yeah, I had to enable assist mode. Yeah, immortality, one-hit kills, just, look, this is hard. It's really hard. This was clearly made for somebody who managed to get all the way up to the managed to get every single ability, including all the stuff in the DLCs, all the new powers there. So, yeah, if you want to get that Explorer outfit, just toggle on assist mode and save yourself the headache. Nobody will blame you. I mean, I'm not going to get the outfit right now because, well, I want to save that for later. Here, see. I didn't cheat to get the outfit. Yeah, I'm saving that until like later. And besides, I put off this little family reunion for long enough. It's time for the director to go and reunite with her. Hopefully, well, you know what? I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Dylan's there. He's been affected by the hiss, and he's most likely very, very, very pissed off that his estranged sister, who he thought abandoned her, got the directorship position that he literally spent his entire life preparing for by walking through the door and picking up the service weapon. Yeah, he is not going to be happy to see me. Well, let's just rip that band-aid off.
The resonance emitted from the HRAs is purely antithetical to every variant of the signal it can arrange. But how did Darling create it?
Let's see, timeline of events. Speech analysis. Oh, right, yeah, that reminds me. While I was out exploring the other parts of the oldest house, I got myself a whole bunch of new stuff to take a look at. So, first off, oh yeah, Darling presentation, large-scale HRA. He's doing well.
It's done. With just one large-scale HRA. It's an easy choice, no choice. It's there now. Protecting the most important thing from what's coming. I'll be there inside, locked in, ready to be blown away. Commencing countdown engines. Ready for the journey. To be blown, flying into the model. Ready to see. To understand.
Yeah, I get the feeling that Darling is kind of completely, utterly lost his shit. Oh yeah, I managed to recover this for Quarry Site Beta.
They're all dead. These things killed them all.
Dave, you're inside by the door.
They're are so many. You're listening. Get out.
And managed to recover another episode of America Overnight.
You're listening to America Overnight, broadcasting the truth no matter the consequence for 29 years and counting. Thank you for staying up with us. We've received an interesting letter here at the program. If you'll humor me, I'd like to read it. Dear America Overnight, I can feel myself becoming gigantic. It's constant. A growth in all directions, in each cell. Only when I measure myself, it says I'm the same height. I weigh the same weight. I've read that the universe is expanding. If that's the case, then 5'3" is taller than what 5'3" was yesterday. I feel it all the time. This expanding. I always have. I don't know why. Sometimes it's all I can do just to ignore it. People write about the universe expanding like it's happening slowly, but it's not. We were the size of mice yesterday. Now mice are the size of us, and we are the size that mice will be in 2 days. How long can this go on for? There must be an end, right? A limit? An edge? What happens when we reach it? Does anyone else feel this? Can anything be done? And that's signed Kate from Michigan. Well, how about it, America? Have you felt the universe expanding? Do you know how to stop it? Should we even try? America Overnight will be right back.
Everything about the FBC is it's just a magnet, an epicenter for crazy. Yeah, again, like Gravity Falls. All right. Anyways, official Darling Underhill disagreement to Dr. Darling from Abraham Lewis. Subject Underhill's questionable work. Dear Dr. Darling, I feel I must inform you of the very questionable documentation I am seeing from Underhill's desk. She clearly has no concept of what the mold is. She claims there are microorganisms responsible for constructing the mold. Ridiculous! It's a rapidly growing fungus, not dissimilar to kudzu. She's fabricating complexity to justify her absurd budget demands. Speaking of which, I find it interesting that an old friend of yours gets her budget approved with no questions asked. I wonder if the Operations Oversight Committee will be interested to learn of that. Yours in estimation, Dr. Abraham Lewis. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you remember right, apparently Darling seems to have a bit of a thing for Underhill. But yeah, surprise, surprise, turns out that she was actually kind of on the mark there with the mold. Anyways, yeah, found some documentation for more altered items. Starting off with AI5-BE, the Game Hammer. Acquisition date, November 2nd, 1959. Let's see. Note, per archival mandates B.A, this document has been edited to meet current administrative standards. Certain terminology may be out of date. Containment procedure. No method for suppressing the item's thaumaturgical effect is yet known. To prevent infection, wear proper safety gloves when handling. A description/altered effect. The item is a wooden mallet from a high striker carnival game. A long wooden handle extends from the head. And the item infects any organic material with an unknown disease upon making physical contact. The effects of this disease are similar to leprosy, but develop at a much faster rate. Within a matter of days, tissue loss develops in the limbs closest to the point of infection. While the disease itself has not claimed any lives, secondary infection has resulted in numerous deaths. So we have a carnival hammer that is able to spread the bubonic plague. Cool. And next up, the Guru Surfboard. Altered item 43-PE. Acquisition date, July 3rd, 1994. Let's see. Alright, the Guru Surfboard. No unique procedures required. Any attempts to use the object's effects for personal gain will result in termination. Description, an antique surfboard, believed to originate from the 1960s due to its design. The item enhances self-confidence when touched. The duration of the effect is... Background. The item came to the Bureau's attention through a popular nationwide tour of speaking engagements advertising the item as a proven miracle worker, especially for those afflicted by personal shortcomings. The self-help course was called Power of the Board, created and operated by a man named Chester Bless. Wait, Chester Bless. Where have I heard that? Numerous attendees experienced an immediate surge in optimism and daring after touching the item. Once the craze reached a fever pitch, with events attracting thousands of people, the Bureau took action. Agents raided Mr. Bless's Los Angeles home, only to find the house empty and the man gone. Only item remained in the house in plain sight. So a surfboard that gives people a confidence boost. I'm guessing maybe derived from like the totally brawl surfer dude kind of vibe. I don't know. Let's see, correspondence. Chester Bless. I know that name seems familiar. Thought that name sounded familiar. Alright, anyways, speech analysis. Let's see, if we understand the hiss to be a force based on vibration and resonance, then perhaps their incantation, which is now the agreed upon term for their vocalizations, is an effort to express that resonance using human vocal cords in speech. Would there be differences if the incantation were recited in a different language? The most common word used is want. Interestingly, every usage of the word is attributed to a you. You want to listen. You want this to be true. You must want these waves to drag you away. Are we the you the hiss are referring to? Does the hiss believe humanity, possibly all non-hiss life, wants to join it? To be consumed by it? Is that its goal? The second most used words are through, and time. Is this possibly the hiss stating how they arrived here, or an indication of its age? There's clear intention of the words. Dismissing the incantation as nonsense, as some of my colleagues recommended, is beyond idiotic. Alright, timeline of events. To examine the invasion's timeline of events for possible patterns in hiss behavior. Establishing a timeline is difficult at present because of lack of reliable communications between Bureau sectors and staff. Preliminary models indicate ground zero of the invasion is located within the executive sector. Once it becomes possible to interview surviving personnel, pinpointing the exact location should be feasible. Other outstanding questions that a timeline may help answer. How did hiss get past the internal lockdown? How does hiss resonance advance through space? Deliberately or uniformly? What is their ultimate goal? The outside world? A cross-dimensional destination? And yeah, Tennyson Report, authored by a true believer. So sad, so strange, the days that are no more. For years, the Federal Bureau of Control has been wrongfully forcing a philosophy upon itself and its people. This philosophy is known to you all as science. We all realize that the concepts we explore here are mystic ones, with arcane thinking required to understand them. Yet we insist on using words like paranatural and para-utilitarian to create the illusion of a scientific structure, a tiny little system. The Bureau is desperate to stand with the closed-minded cult of logic and data that has overrun our society. If a thing cannot be quantified, then we dismiss it outright. We live in an age that is openly hostile to faith in the veiled forces governing our reality. I must remain anonymous for fear of reprisal from the anti-esoteric bureaucrats watching us from their plush offices. Those same bureaucrats, Trench and Darling chief among them, have been steering us away from the Bureau's arcane foundations for decades now. It is time we corrected course. If you stand with me, share this message. We are not alone. So, yeah, this guy basically just wants to return... Yeah, basically just wants the Bureau to start switching over to pure full-blown magic hoodoo doo-doo bullcrap. When clearly all this stuff is dealing with extra-dimensional beings. Alright, Emily, tell me you have some good news.
It's happening. After all these years, Dylan is here. But am I too late?
How is he? I need to know. He's clearly been affected by the hiss, but it's different than any other manifestation we've recorded. Maybe what makes you so special is genetic. He was a prime candidate. Or maybe it's Polaris protecting him, something else affecting the situation. I need to run tests. He seems more in control, more present.
I want to see him. My brother. Or is he?
Of course. Now, Marshall set up an HRA-warded cage to contain him. It's on the upper floor, up the stairs.
Okay, I need to go.
Jesse, be careful.
Alright, maybe not that Dylan's out in the open, maybe he can tell me more about his time here?
Hi, Jesse. I should be going. Enjoy your data. Oh, I will.
Alright, so Dylan's on the upper level, eh? Strange, I didn't see him around there.
I bet when this is all over, we find out Darling was behind it. That man was bound to snap.
You're not wrong there, amigo. Was this place funded by 4 kids? Why do we have invisible guns now? Yeah. Alright, well, looks like Dylan's in... Yep. Yeah, I did not look in here.
Through time, the thunders hum distorts you. Happiness comes, white pearls, but yellow and red in the eye. Through a mirror inverted is me, right? Leave your insides by the door, push the fingers through the surface into the wet. You've always been in there, you want this to be true. We stand around you while you dream. You can almost hear our words, but you forget. Through time, the thunders hum distorts you. Happiness comes, white pearls, but yellow and red in the eye.
Hey, Dylan, how's it going, buddy? Been a while, hasn't it?
Shit. That's Dylan. Can you hear me? Oh, come on, Dylan. I'm here. I found you. Do you know who I am? Oh, you know me. Say it.
You are Dylan Faden's sister.
He's talking in the third person. Always a good sign.
Yeah.
Do you know who you are?
Not Dylan. Trench and Darling made sure of that. I'm P6. P6. But I'm better now. The hiss made me better.
Push the fingers through the surface into the wet. You've always been the new you. You want this
Can you
to
stop
be
that?
true.
Please?
Not exactly the reunion I'd hoped for.
It feels good to say those words. I want to say them. They sound good. They make me feel good. Don't you want to say them too?
No. Fuck off, no. You need to help me get this thing out of his head. If he is still in there, if there is anything left, you have to help me.
Oh.
Came in through the hole in you. We let you in. You've always been here. The only truth. A copy of a copy of a copy of a copy.
Stop it!
Orange peel.
Shit. Shit. He can see you. This is not safe.
We found Polaris together with my sister when we were very small, in Ordinary, in the desert, through the door opened up by the slide projector. But she didn't help when Trench took me away. She didn't give me any powers. All the powers are my own powers. She didn't help when they locked me up for years.
After the song time for applause, we build you till nothing remains. The egg cracks and the truth will emerge out of you. You are home.
The Bureau brought the slide projector back here with me. And the Bureau did what the Bureau does. They used it. And they found... They opened the door up to the hiss. That's the only thing I can thank them for.
There. There it is. We stopped the Altered World event in Ordinary when we shut down the slide projector. And now the projector's here.
An earworm is a tune you can't stop humming in a dream. Baby, 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 yeah. Just plastic. So safe. Nothing to worry about. Funny.
I welcomed the hiss. I let it in. To get rid of her. The hiss set me free. Polaris is using you. The Bureau is using you. You are a puppet.
You can almost hear our words, but you forget.
If we shut off the slide projector, maybe that will stop the hiss.
Your regulations.
Maybe it's not too late for my brother.
You must see the truth for yourself, Jessie. Sister. The horrible truth about the Bureau. The hiss is the better option. Go to the Prime Candidate program in the containment sector. I have the keycard to get you there. Salvador wanted me to have it.
Wanted? Bullshit. I saw what the hiss did to Salvador. What it turned him into.
Okay, Dylan. I'll go. I want to see the truth for myself.
I'll go. But only to look for the slide projector. You can help me. We can end this.
You are a worm through time. You are a worm through time. The thunderous home distorts
All right.
you. Happiness comes.
Find the Prime Candidate program.
Through a mirror, the inverted.
So, Dylan and the hiss are inside that body now.
Through the surface into the way.
All right, well, let's see what these guys want.
I don't know what else I'm hoping to find here.
Dylan,
Hiss or whatever you are.
can we talk?
I'd like to tell you about a dream I had last night.
Off to a good start.
Okay. I'm listening.
I was back in Ordinary, before all of this happened. But in the dream, I was alone. It was just me. I was the only child. A girl. My name was Jesse Dylan Faden. But then the Bureau came and caught me, brought me back here, locked me up. Have you ever noticed that our names, Jesse, Dylan, they could be girls' names, boys' names, could be anything. Don't you find that weird? I find that weird.
Sure.
What the hell was that? Is he trying to mess with me?
You are a worm through time. The thunderous home distorts
Well, if it wasn't for the hiss, yeah, no, this guy is, yeah, aside from the hiss, he is messed up beyond repair. Well, maybe once we exercise the hiss out of him, maybe we can find the real Dylan in there and talk him down.
Maybe Dylan's still in there. Maybe there's a way to reach him.
I'd like to talk to my brother, please. Dylan?
Dylan would like to tell you about a dream he had just now.
Oh, God damn
This
it.
again?
I was going to be the new director of this place. I helped you get a job here so that we could be together. You were an office assistant. You'd make coffee and deliver the mail, and there was always plenty of work to do. And it stayed that way forever and ever. It was nice. Really nice.
That's debatable.
But here's the strange thing. The dream shifted, and none of it was real anymore. It was a game. We were in a game, and it was a fucking boring game. But you couldn't stop playing. And then it shifted again. Or maybe it was another dream already. Or maybe I'm just confusing them. But in this other dream, it was more like a musical. This is an ordinary song about an ordinary girl from an ordinary town. It's the ordinary story. She worked an ordinary job in an ordinary office. And something. And that's all I can remember of that dream.
Maybe that's for the best.
Yeah.
You are worn through time.
Oh, great. Do we have to talk to Hannibal Lecter here again? Fine.
Maybe I can learn more about the hiss from him.
Can we talk?
I just had an interesting dream.
Shit.
This again.
That's fascinating, but let's talk about the hiss for a change, yeah?
This dream was about the hiss.
Best I'm gonna get.
Sure.
In my dream, the hiss had broken free of this prison, this house. I'd set it free. And the president himself was there to welcome us. He was the first one to take the hiss in. Spread the word. At first, many people thought it was horrifying. That he was horrifying. But also, many people who heard his words wanted to welcome the hiss in. And slowly, more and more of them came around until the whole world was brought together by the hiss. It was wonderful.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that.
For the record, that will never happen. Not as
Oh.
long as I'm alive.
Damn Skippy.
Happiness comes, white pearls, but
Oh, great. More of this guy.
inverted is me, right?
Maybe I'm just here to punish myself.
Probably.
Any new dreams you'd like to share, Dylan?
I'm glad you asked, sister. This dream, like all dreams now, felt very real. Like reality. And reality now feels like a dream. Maybe it's all a dream. Maybe it's all real.
Dream where my brother endlessly tells me about his dreams.
I was in a dark place, and there was a dark man there. His name was Mr. Door, and he told me that there are many worlds, side by side, on top of each other, some inside of others. In one world, there was a writer who wrote a story about a cop. In another world, the cop was real. Door said he himself was in all of them at the same time, endlessly shifting between them. I asked him how I could reach these worlds. I wanted to bring the hiss there. But he didn't want to help me. He didn't like the idea. What did he know?
I'm not wild about the idea myself.
Through time, the thunder
Yeah, Mr. Door. Did this Mr. Door turn out to be a Japanese guy with a pink camera and a driver with a deck of cards?
through the surface into the
Probably don't want to talk with him. Or like if you see anybody with a key or like some blue-haired scientist with his grandson, yeah, just the multiverse is kind of wacky. Last thing it needs is the hiss.
This is redacted.
Here we go again.
Might as
Once more
well.
with feeling.
Let me guess. You want to tell me about your dream?
Yes. In fact, I'm having a dream right now.
Oh. That's new.
In this dream, I'm standing in the corner watching Jesse and Dylan talk about this very dream. This very dream! He said just now! And repeated it again now! I'm standing there and watching, and that's all I can do. It's as if I'm trapped there. And And that's all I have to say about that dream.
Okay, Dylan. That's good. Is he still in there? Or is this the hiss playing mind games? I don't know.
Or is he getting meta and talking about me? Alright, fine, Dylan, or Hiss, or whatever you are. I'll play along for now. Let's see, yeah, the jukebox token. Let's see, Jessie goes back to the Central Executive to reunite with her brother Dylan, changed by the Hiss. Jessie goes back to the Central Executive to reunite with her brother. Dylan, changed by the Hiss, tells Jessie to go to the Prime Candidate program in the containment sector to discover the ugly truth about the Bureau. Jessie agrees, but in truth, she plans to go there to look for the slide projector, the object of power Dylan revealed to be the cause of the Hiss invasion. Alright, so containment. Alright, so if we can find the slide projector and get it under control, hopefully that'll drive off the Hiss.
How are you doing, Jessie? It can't be easy seeing Dylan like this.
I'm fine. What can you tell me? Is he still...
Sane?
Or is he Hiss?
I've taken numerous tissue samples and have tests running as we speak, but from the initial data, he looks healthy. I only see corruption in a superficial way.
What does that mean?
I don't know. This is all new, but if he's like you, maybe Polaris is preventing total Hiss takeover. Or maybe this is just a new form of Hiss. We've already seen how it affects people in different ways.
Dylan told me he let the Hiss in. Does that change anything?
Voluntary conversion. I mean, hypothetically, that could affect the mental state post-corruption, as well as the extent of biological alteration. But again, this is new territory for me. I'll need time.
You won't have it. I'm gonna shut down the slide projector. That's how the Hiss are getting in. Once I close it, this should all be over.
Jessie, we don't know how this works. If you sever their connection to the source, it could cause a terminal chain reaction. Every Hiss-corrupted individual dead.
Better that than what Dylan is now. I'm shutting it down. This has to end. Whatever happens, happens.
Okay, just let me know how I can help.
Thank you, Emily.
Alright, well, let's see if Emily has any new info and...
Bring me back anything good?
I've been seeing these Darling presentations all over. Seems like he enjoys the limelight.
So you noticed, huh? When he recruited me out of college, he actually came to visit. He interrupted my physics course by shouting, not quite, Professor, and then marching down to the front of the class where he proceeded to berate the very idea of laws of thermodynamics. He's been a showboat all his life.
Darling visited you in college?
Yeah, he read a paper I'd published, came to recruit me for the Bureau. I accepted and then spent years waiting for access to the confidential research that Darling promised me. And whenever I ask about my access level, he just mumbles that it's temporarily postponed and then changes the subject to the effect of entropy on luck.
I wonder who else Darling hid his work from. Marshall? Trench?
Alright, anyways, speaking of Dylan...
Have you learned anything about Dylan's condition?
Only that he's definitely Hiss, but I guess his chanting made that pretty obvious. No, interestingly, the words of the hiss incantation have an average length of 4 letters. The most common word used 7 times is want. The next most common are through and time. It's very interesting, don't you think?
I don't care about the words. What about my brother?
Right. Sorry, I got a little off track. Well, strangely, his tissue samples all look healthy, unlike the other hiss I've tested.
That's good news. Right?
Could be. Alright, well,
I wanted to talk to you about the crazy things I can do. My abilities. I get the sense that they're not very usual around here.
Well, usual and unusual aren't really benchmarks at the Bureau, but for some perspective, Director Northmore once used the floppy disk to send a bowling ball 6 yards through the air, and that was considered a huge deal. So compared to that, you are most certainly an outlier.
An outlier. I like the sound of that.
Interesting choice of words.
I should get going.
Don't let me hold you up.
So yeah, definitely after merging with, after having being a host for Polaris, seems to have given Jess a bit of an edge. At least compared to somebody, to Northmore and Trench.
Fuck, if they're in there, we go around that way. No. Hey, I put extra security on your brother. No offense, but that dude is the scariest motherfucker I have ever laid eyes on. Like I said, though, no offense.
Well, I mean, considering all the shit you deal with around here, that's definitely saying something.
I have to go.
Me too. You're not the only one who's busy, you know.
And yeah, not gonna lie, Dylan is... Yeah, the guy seems like a time bomb waiting to go off, even before the hiss took over. Or he let the hiss in, which would be even worse.
We're stabilizing. Marshall abandons us. I'm sick of no one telling us what's going on.
Information's always been on a need-to-know basis.
Well, I need to fucking know. I'm an upper-level executive, damn it.
Just taking a look to make sure that nothing new popped up around here.
Apparently the director restored HRA production. They're already getting other survivors out of safe rooms.
Great. Maybe I can get back to my office.
Marshall orders us to just sit on our asses and then leaves? What's the deal?
She must have her reasons. Probably out doing some recon.
Then she should have taken us. I need some action, goddammit.
Yeah, no, just new files just have a tendency of popping up around here. Oh yeah, and Erish, you mind telling your security that we use real guns around here and not invisible guns?
The Tennyson report was right. The Bureau is just another front for the shadow government. Invaders from the city beyond the quarry.
Yeah, no, this place is just a magnet for crazy.
Variations of the hiss morphology. I wonder if they're distinct entities or stages of some rapid evolution process.
Whatever they are, they need to go. Alright, let's see. Containment. Oh, wait, I'm in level 6 now, aren't I? Let's see. Luck and probability. Yeah, with that level 6 access card. Yeah, now I can get inside. Now I can get inside that object, that altered item down in synchronicity, or is it the luck and probability? I forget. Oh, son of a... How did that happen? Oh, what, did they sneak up from behind me? God. Alright, let's try this again. Ah, there it is. The mirror.
Why'd they keep an altered item here?
Oh, a self-reflection. Discerning the pattern. Alright, well, let's take a look around here and maybe we'll find out. Let's see here. Jesse locates the altered item locked behind heavy security measures.
Debrief for Mirror Excursion 7C. Subject is Agent Hardy. Hardy spent approximately 3 hours in the mirror. It's the longest time on record. Can you describe your experience inside, Agent Hardy? Agent Hardy is physically healthy. All tests have come back clean. Yet the speech issue has persisted for hours. Calm down, Agent. It could be psychosomatic, but the fact that this only occurred after returning from the mirror makes a paranatural explanation more likely. I recommend a battery of tests and a Class Orange quarantine.
So, Agent Hardy was speaking backwards, eh? Doesn't sound all that surprising. Alright, let's see. Multimedia. Mirror debrief. Alright, let's see. The mirror altered item. Altered item examination proposal AI-60, aka The Mirror. Compiled by Dr. Hubert Tan and Carla Vaughn, by order of Dr. Darling. Let's see. Summary. This proposal is to finally determine the precise nature of the reflected space within the altered item. Is it transplanar, psychologically generated, or rooted within our own dimension? How does the altered item know the space in its vicinity well enough to reflect it? Why does it reflect some materials but not others? Is the space a parallel reality? If so, then we need to consider that while we possess this physical end of the mirror, someone else owns the other. What purposes might they use it for? Can they walk through into our world? What are their motives? Lastly, to what purpose does the altered item produce the reflections of individuals that enter it? Can these reflected entities leave the altered item? As with all altered items, we need to attempt to distinguish its behavior as...
Looks like there's a mirror in there.
Let's see. Altered Item Behavioral Study, AI-60, contained a reflection. Compiled by Dr. Gerald Gronson, the Synchronicity Department Chief. Summary. AI-60, the mirror, does not reflect its surroundings with perfect accuracy. The environment seen in its glass contains slight distinctions. It's unknown why the mirror does this. If there is any, that's something we can't perceive. The popular theory is that the mirror has a goal in mind, that it reflects the world it wishes were real, subtly replacing our reality with its own. While certainly far-fetched, the theory is worth noting here as warning not to underestimate the mirror. The specifically designed black rock panels have been installed to prevent access from our side or the mirrors. For added security, a particular arrangement of the panels is required to open the door. Alright, so to get access to the mirror, we need to figure out a puzzle. Maybe this has something to do with it.
The shutters in the image look different. What am I missing?
I think I have an idea. Yeah, maybe we need to... To get it to... it reflects how the mirror wants it to be. It wants the door open, so from its reflection... let's see, on the right side... Oh, no, wait, from its left side, the two panels closest to it are closed, while the last one's while the last one is up.
What do these shutters do?
Or maybe it's supposed to be an inversion of that. Alright, think it from the mirror's perspective here.
weird way to lock something up.
All right, there we go. All right, well, if they went to all this trouble to go and keep that mirror locked up, it's got to be pretty dangerous. All right, so calling it a day, folks. All right, yeah, next time we're gonna go and face we're gonna go and face down the mirror, and hopefully I won't need an advent deck or have to go and speak to Shiro Kazaki to go and deal with it. Yeah, don't want any mirror monsters. The last thing we need is mirror monsters or the Rider War getting in here messing around with the hiss. And yeah, the last thing Jesse needs is to deal with Shinji Kido. Ugh. Knowing Shinji, he'll probably make things even worse. Alright, till next time, folks. This is David on David's Brain. Stay inside, stay safe, wear a mask, get vaccinated. Bye-bye.